What it is, it's your boy QDZ, Double E's, another episode all about Sam Eyes. How about you out there, drivers? Coming right back at you with another one. Man, I was trying to sleep, man, and I just couldn't sleep. I had so much on my brain, trying to get some rest before I get back rolling in a few hours. I'm just about 4 hours from the delivery in Florida, still in Georgia right now. And man, let me tell you something. We just gonna jump right back into this on, about having ownership, but I'm going to stray off of this a little bit, and let's talk some serious real game here, because there's a lot of drivers out here, man, that's oblivion, and I'm not saying that in a mean way. I say it in a way that, drivers out here getting taken advantage of, and they don't even know they getting taken advantage of because they don't know the business, and that ain't okay, man, for somebody to be taking advantage of you out here, man, and they will try it. But again, a part of being, a owner, be it operator or having your own authority, is knowing your business. And when you don't know that you don't know, that's just as dangerous, man. I left off where, somebody was talking about what the brokers take. And like I say, man, I don't care what somebody else is making. As long as you're giving me what I'm asking for, because that's the most important part. As long as you're giving me what I'm asking for, then we good. Whatever you make off the top is your business. Now, is there a morality to that? Yeah. Let's say a load paying, $7 and you giving me, $3. That's a morality thing. But if I agree to that $3, guess what? I agree to that. But this goes right back to knowing how much it costs you to run your truck a mile, period. And when you know your costs and you know what your number need to be, you good, So if an agent is paying me $1,000 to run a load 200 miles, and I'm getting $3-4 a mile, whatever the case is, off this job, and let's say they making $200 or $300 off the load, so what? Can I be really mad, and can we really say that's immoral? Because somebody, making a couple dollars off the top, that's their business. That's how they make their money. But long as I'm getting my money, again, it don't matter, But the flip side is, again, understanding how this trucking game work out here, when you start switching avenues and different sections of this. I'm gonna tell you, I learned a lot of things by being at Landstar, and I've really learned a lot coming on the other side, running under my own authority. And I really learned just how they play the game, and I remember, there was a time I was at, when I was at Landstar, I was doing a load for Sherman-Williams. Went up there to make the delivery, got there, they gonna tell me that they wasn't expecting me and they don't have no appointment for me. So I called a broker, and I'm like, hey man, they talking about I got to reschedule. It was on like a Friday. I was supposed to be going home, and He talking about let me talk to him and let me do this and that. I don't know, somebody dropped the ball. And make a long story short, I'm on the phone with Landstar like, yo, like I'm not sitting up here. Like that, y'all can come figure out how y'all gonna get this trailer. I gotta get home. And you know, being ignorant and not knowing some things, man, it'll really hem you up, man. And what happened was, the agent called me back and he's like, man, I don't know what the problem is. I'm still at Sherman-Williams, and they talk about, look, we had to reschedule you, you know, whatever. And that is what it is. So I told the agent, I said, look, man, y'all got to compensate me for this, man. And they're like, well, the customers, you know, we're gonna pay you, we're gonna see what we can do. See, but I'm here, you know. What you mean, see? And Landstar was on a tip like, you know, well, we'll get you the detention when they pay it, and we have to see. I'm going to sum this up real quick. And I'm like, you know, not knowing, like, man, you know, because they done fed me that so many times over there at the Star, just on different occasions with different brokers and agencies. And it's like, whenever they do pay it, you just see that money show up on your settlement, like, boom, here it is. You know, and it could be months, man, you know, before you see that money. Now, let's switch lanes now. It wasn't until I got on my own and I'm really started running, you know, my truck like a carrier, you know, like, you know how you know, they have, when they send you the rate cons, and all you guys should know this, whether you're lease operator or owner operator, whatever. When you get your Raycon, you know they always tell you, we require you to have macro point or tracking, and if you don't do this, the drivers find this and the drivers find that, and you know, you must let us know if it's a delay or within an hour or 2 hours. When you're delayed, you need to let us know, or detention's denied. You know they have their clauses, right? So I had to learn that I got to run my business the same way like they running theirs. And hence the reason why, if you guys been following any of these other videos, the reason why last week with this video I just did about the Michigan load with Costco, and down in Michigan when they rejected this load of cooking oil, and this is exactly why I got a truck full of farm feed that I picked up in Michigan, and all the way at the nose of the trail is, guess what? That damn olive oil. Because I told them this shit is going back with me, and y'all going to figure out how you're going to get it. And guess what they did? They found a place for me to deliver it to right down the street from where I'm dropping this off. Hence to say that, you know, they was trying to get me to just drop it. No, I'm going to drop it, but y'all going to pay for these out around, and y'all going to pay for the stop pay. Plus they already done paid me because they tied me up anyway. But needless to say, on this side, man, you know, you really got to know. And I went to New Year's. Matter of fact, I was in Georgia picking up a load, got delayed. And this is why I say I found out these things be BS, man, that they play. You know, a lot of the stuff I found out when I was with Landstar. But New Year's, running under my own authority, I did a load in Georgia, got there at 12 o'clock when the load was supposed to be ready. They tied me up to 6 o'clock at night, man. And the load was supposed to be, I think the load was going like either to Washington or Colorado. It was going somewhere out there. Long story short, you know, the broker's trying to apologize, and man, we gonna get you this and this. I said, you know what, man, I'm about to just go ahead on home. And he's like, well, what can we do to get you to stay? And this, I said, look, man, yeah, I was going to Oregon. Matter of fact, that was that time I told y'all I was doing that, I think it was around that 30-day 40K or close to that. But it was a $9,000 load. And I told them I need 10 grand, and I need some overtime pay and whatever. And I need, you know, some compensation for being detained. I said, other than that, I'm good. And the guy said, let me call you back. Let me see what I can do. He called me right back. He said, you know what? We're good. We can give you that money. We can take care of it if you just stay. I said, okay, no problem. I said, now What I need is an updated Raycon now so I can build this out when it's done. I don't want to have to be calling y'all after I deliver this load trying to get this added so that I can build it out. Because see, now that I build out my own stuff, I don't need to be waiting. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to be waiting for y'all to tell me when your customer's going to pay. And that's the thing. They didn't even say we had to wait till our customer pay. The broker paid that out of their pocket. Is the way that it should be, because I'm doing this load for you. I'm not doing this load for your customer. So a lot of times they don't want to build a customers. Now, when you leased on, as in the case as I was with Landstar, you got to wait for them to build a customer and this, that, and the third, and they run you that game. But the reality of it is they don't really have to. They don't really have to. They can bill you out, pay it out of pocket, and build a customer. And that's how this load went down. And moving forward, I've been through this situation under my own authority numerous times already. And every time I make them give me that Raycon updated right then so I can build it out. And when I build it out, I'm getting my money all in one shot at the same time. I'm not waiting on y'all to be sending me no separate check for nah, man. And that's a crock of crock. So again, when you get out here on this side and you don't know these things, you know, it can literally make or break you, because you get out here and start spinning these wheels because you just want to, hey, I just want to be doing my own thing. If that's the reasoning, you ain't going to make it, man. You're not going to make it. You got to have a goal, an end goal of how you're going to run before you even start transitioning to different avenues of this trucking business, man, because that's another thing that a lot of people miss. They jump out here without a plan. Oh, I'm going to drive the truck. I'm going to go out here and get this money. I'm going to go move loads. We are moving loads. I mean, we all doing that. Like, everybody's doing that. If that's your plan and you ain't got nothing else behind it, how is that going to be successful? You have to have a plan moving out here. But in that plan, you got to be conditioned for this. You have to be mentally conditioned and know how to get the answers to what you need. When people are trying to set up trucking businesses and trucking companies, they trying to look for every little bit of information they can so they can make the right moves. The smart people anyway, they're looking and trying to, you know, they YouTubing and trying to get, you know, all the information that they can. So if you're gonna put all that time in doing that, don't get out here and start half-assing. Keep looking for the information. You know what I'm saying? Keep questioning things. You know what I'm saying? Because when it's you and it's under you, just like, you know, a broker tell you, hey man, get there as fast as you can. You gonna pay this ticket for me? No, I'm gonna do this the way I can get there, and you're gonna give me enough time to get there to get the load done. Y'all don't want to schedule it like that. You know, it's the same thing across the board. The fact of the matter is, if you're gonna go and run under your own authority, you got to understand the differences from being leased on and not being leased on. Now, again, when you're leased on, even still, there's things you still need to know business-wise. And see, that's the other thing, too. When I had that situation with Sherman Williams, when I was with Landstar, and they was like, you know, Landstar's like, you know, we're looking into it, and I was like, I'm about to just get up out of here, and they're like, well, Landstar was like, you just can't. Even the agent was like, well, I'm gonna call Landstar, you know, you just can't leave with their product. And then Landstar comes like, no, you just can't leave, and you know, this, that, and the third. And at the same time, they telling me I can't stay on the property either. But what I learned was, you know, it's like they put you in this bind, and it's like you be so mad, and you be like, man, the hell with this, I'm out. But then you bring yourself back to reality, because it's like, I don't want to leave, and now I risk my contract, or they boot me off. You start worrying about the things that's going to come down the pipeline, because, you know, You leave, now they talking about, we got to terminate your contract, we need our tags and this, that, and the third, and now you looking for another company to lease on. It's that scare tactic thing, man. It's like a control. And if you lead me to believe that I don't have any control, then you have a way to manipulate and make me do what you want me to do. And this is why a lot of truckers are out here, running freight that they don't want to run and going places that they don't want to go after they already done told them, I don't run here, I don't want to run there, I don't want to haul over this amount of weight. And they always find themselves getting screwed and being stuck with it because they can't get out of it. And now they trying to look for something else. And they play this game with our ignorance. This is why they want to keep us all separated. They want to play this game of, manipulation. And nobody should be able to manipulate you when you own your equipment, because remember, we're the cream of the crop. Somebody always looking for a truck. Always looking for a truck. You ain't gonna ever have no problem with trying to find a truck. Now, your MVR messed up and all that, and whatever your background is, that's a whole nother ball game. But for the majority of us that's out here doing what we supposed to do, we ain't gonna have no problem, especially if we own our equipment. We ain't having no problem leasing on to nobody or whatever the case may be. And these are some of the reasons why me making the transition was the best thing that I could have done, because now I really don't have no nonsense. Yeah, I got a whole lot of stuff on me. Y'all know I done got broke down and got under loads and lost freight and lost freight and had to get loads repowered and all that kind of stuff. But that's the business, man, and you got to be in position to know how to make them moves going into it. You make those connections. But I'm glad that I did, because I'm not letting nobody get out here and manipulate me into doing nothing that I don't want to do. And and if this is why you have these drivers out here protesting about taking cheap freight and all that. If I take cheap freight and then now I want to question what somebody else made off of the freight that I move, who fault is that? You know what I'm saying? That they didn't put a gun in my head and make me take that freight. So now I got to take some accountability to that, and if I know better and I already have a plan on how I'm running, how I'm operating, I'm not moving my truck. I can't move my truck for no cheap freight. I ain't doing it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just not going to happen. But if you don't know, how do you move forward with that? And it was just on my mind, man, and I just wanted to finish the last bit of that. This ain't, people want to jump out here and everybody wants to get in trucking, and they see these cash cows that they feel like is out here, and they have no clue as to what it really is. Is it money out here to be made? Yes, it's always going to be money out here to be made, but the money is not out here in the same respects as it was just several years ago. Now you have to do certain things and do things a different way and change things up a different way to make the money that you think you're going to make. It's just like when I came out of school, I thought I was going to come out of school, get in a truck and get for a good company, and the money was just going to roll in. Not realizing that I wasn't never really going to make the money that I thought I was going to make driving for a company. And I'm just talking about going to a company and driving, no owning nothing. And I thought I was going to make enough money to be good just driving a truck for a company. Boy, was I sorely mistaken. But there was a lot of us in school that thought that. We didn't know that to really make money, you had to lease, get your own truck and lease on, and you'll be in a different bracket. We didn't know nothing about that. These recruiters was coming in there trying to get us all riled up and sign up with us and sign up with us and sign up with us, and we pay this and we pay that, and not realizing that them little cents on the dollars, and then they giving you it's a transition pay, and then after that transition pay you back down to the peanuts. So you gotta know that things have changed, and they keep changing every day. So the way you approach this is going to have to change. Or when you get out here and you start realizing, man, trucking ain't like what I see, man. I ain't like what I thought. No, it's not that it's not like what you thought. It's just that you came in with the wrong mindset, thinking that what you heard back then was the way it was, and it's not. So that's going to really play a whole part on if you can even make it. You know, I met a guy a couple months ago, man, and he was like, man, he's like, I'm glad I talked to you, because he said, I got the two brothers, man, and they kind of had me scared. He said they both got their own truck and they are both struggling, like. And he said, I was like, well, damn, maybe I'm doing something wrong. He had just gotten the trucking school. And when he told me what his brothers and them were doing, how they was operating, I was like, man, how long they been? They supposed to have been in it for a while. And he was like, man, they ain't doing none of the stuff that you talking about. He said, and I don't even know a whole lot about it, but he said, I know they ain't doing this and I know they ain't doing that. And not to mention, you know, that they wasn't really good with their money, but they didn't even know just really how to operate, you know. So all that to say, you gotta have your mind right, man. You gotta have your mind and your knowledge right. Work for a company if that's what you gotta do when you come out here. Come out here working for a company, be a company driver, learn a business, or get you a truck. If you already got a little bit of experience, get with a reputable company, learn the business, learn the lanes, learn it, man. You know, don't just jump out here like that and think that you gonna fly, you know, because it don't work like that. It really don't work like that at all. So I'm not gonna sell you no dream. Y'all seen my start from the beginning to the end. I mean, the end. As a matter of fact, I used to work for Warner, man. I started out with Warner. I only worked for them like 4 months, and I was gone. But I went from a company driver to having my own authority in less than 3 years. So, and that was right out of school, you know, but I had a business background. You see what I'm saying? And I understood, and I'm a grinder. I ain't scared to go out there and get at $1, and I'm not scared to go out there and take a leap, you know, and I know that I'm gonna need money to do things, so I know I gotta have my finances in order before I start jumping anyway, you know. So this is why it's important, you know, to be educated in what we doing out here, you know. And I'm gonna leave y'all with that. I really didn't intend for this video to be 20 something minutes long, but hey, it's your boy Q Deezy, Double Easy. Thanks for riding with me, and I hope this reaches somebody, man. Peace out.